What's up, guys? Skytanic1 back again. First episode in a series that I never really thought I would do, but I'm gonna go ahead and try this series out. In case you can hear in the background, we got the Black Aria 2 playing by Glenn Danzig. Just weird ambient music. Anyone familiar with this will be thinking, why are you sitting around listening to the Black Aria? What kind of maniac does that? This maniac. But yeah, just weird. Something in the background, if you can hear it, just to break the silence, is just me talking. But anyway, the first episode of the Dungeon Deep Dive. And it's kind of fitting that I do it on this band in particular because a bit of a backstory before we get into the band, which you see in the title. Before we get into that is I was listening to a lot of glam metal and like just 80s cheese metal when I was younger, right around the age of like 10, 11, and 12. And I had a cousin at the time. He passed away really early on, like when I was like 15 years old. The dude died drunk driving. But anyway, turned me on to thrash, got me out of the glam metal. But this was the band where I kind of left off with the glam metal. After a certain point, I hadn't listened to any of their stuff until about a year ago. But yeah, man, we're going to talk about fucking W.A.S.P, man, because I fucking love this band. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get started because I got a lot of CDs here to talk about. They've got 15 studio albums. I'm including 2 live albums. So yeah, this is probably going to be in 2 parts. We're going to go through pretty much the classic era of W.A.S.P here in this first video. So starting off with, of course, the debut from '84, fucking self-titled. I mean, it started with the Animal Fuck Like the Beast single, but this is what it progressed into. Originally left off the album, but as you can see, my version has it and Show No Mercy intact, which I talked about in my pairing video that I did recently. But fucking classic album, man. This is probably one of the best debuts in metal throughout the entirety of the 1980s. This is an all day long top 5 80s metal album in my personal opinion. You got Animal, Fuck Like a Beast, I Want to Be Somebody, Love Machine, fucking Hellion, Sleeping in... I mean, there's too many fucking hits and just good songs off this album to like name. But I will name the ones I really don't like for some weird reason. I don't like BAD. I definitely don't like School Days. I think that's probably one of W.A.S.P's weakest songs ever. And it was on the debut, so kind of glad you don't really hear Blackie wanting to do that song. That song is just, I don't like it. But besides that, this is pound for pound one of the best debuts of the 1980s. W.A.S.P. Fucking self-titled debut album. Definitely worth your time. I mean, it's a classic. I don't know who hasn't heard any of this stuff, but if you haven't, start here. The debut, awesome shit. Check it out. And then we move on to the really overproduced fucking follow-up, The Last Command. This is when the whole, I think it was 85, in the full swing of the whole PMRC bullshit with Tipper Gore and her getting her tits in a bunch about Blackie and Animal. But the song Animal Fuck Like a Beast. But anyway, a lot of people cite this as like one of the better albums by W.A.S.P, but I mean, I'm going to be honest, it's really good. But I think there's other ones that are way better than this one. Fucking, I mean, it's got one of their most classic top 3 songs of like, if you was to do a list of their top songs, this would have to be in the top 3. Fucking Wild Child. You got fucking the deep cuts on this is what's so good, man. It's like fucking Ball Crusher, Fistful of Diamonds, fucking Widowmaker, Cries in the Night is probably one of my favorites. I love the title track, The Last Command. That's a fucking banger. And then you got some kind of cool, because all these editions of Wasp shit I'm going to show today are like bonus editions, with the exception of one, which we'll get to when I show it to you. But yeah, man, the bonus tracks on this are okay, but those tracks that I cited are probably the best ones on this fucking record. Really overproduced, man. I mean, this is like clean as fuck compared to what the fucking, not that the debut is like raw, like listening to raw black metal or anything, but it's got a rawer production than The Last Command. But yeah, man, this is when last album with fucking Randy Piper. I think Wasp lost something when Randy left the band, in my opinion. Him and Chris Holmes' fucking guitar harmonies were like unrivaled. I know Blackie wanted to go back to guitar, but should have kept Randy, dude. Should have kept Randy Piper in the fold. Wasp, The Last Command. Awesome fucking stuff, man. And then we get on to what is considered by Blackie Lawless himself to be Wasp's worst album. I couldn't fucking disagree with that anymore. We got Inside the Electric Circus. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just straight out say it. I hate this fucking album cover. This is the fucking lamest, dumbest fucking album, laziest fucking shit that Blackie could have done. I don't like this album cover. That whole cheetah outfit shit, that's fucking lame, dude. That's fucking some like David Lee Roth fucking dumb shit, man. But looking like Dr. Roxo and shit. But anyway, fucking dude, I fucking love this album. I don't see why Blackie hates this so much. I understand that at the point of the career of the band during this album was just like tour, record, tour, like record, tour, record, tour, record, tour. And yeah, he was probably, like he says in the interviews, bouncing off the walls. But man, there's some good fucking shit on here, man. Some, in my opinion, some top 10 fucking Wasp tracks are on here. You got fucking, oh dude. The whole album's fucking great, but fucking Inside the Electric Circus, fucking Sweet Cheetah, fucking, oh my god, dude, there's so many good songs on here. Shoot from the Hip, fucking the awesomely atmospheric 9-5 Nasty, fucking one of their top 3 songs too, man, probably fucking Restless Gypsy. Restless Gypsy is fucking worth just... That song alone is worth getting this album, man. Fucking... I haven't been really showing the insides of these, but there's really not much to see on these issues. I mean, I got these for fucking dirt cheap, man. But yeah, Wasp, Inside the Electric Circus. This is when Randy Piper left the band. This is when Johnny Rod joined the band on bass. Fucking... Johnny Rod's a good player too, but I prefer Randy Piper. But yeah, I mean, Randy Piper's never coming back. But anyway, Wasp, Inside the Electric Circus. Awesome shit, man. I highly recommend this album. This is a really good starting point for Wasp. This is like the pinnacle of like all their fucking decadent, just machismo, fucking fist pumping on the fucking chest, fucking just macho man attitude of the decadence of the 80s. And, you know, after this album, fucking, the band needed a break. So they put out this. Wasp, Live in the Raw. This is a really good live album, but I don't think it's a live album, man. I got a really good, I got a suspicion that this is like a studio live album like Kiss Alive, but we'll let that remain a mystery. The main draw of buying this, man, it's got 2 tracks that are not on any Wasp full length, which are his response song to Tipper Gore and a PMRC called Harder Faster, which is fucking amazing, and a weird sequel song to Animal Fuck Like a Beast called The Manimal, where he's just talking about how much he pretty much just loves women and blah blah blah. Ooh, excuse me, like all croony and fucking... It's kind of weird. It's kind of a weird song, but Really good live set, man. This is inside the Electric Circus like tour material. You could just tell. I mean, there's some classics on here. You know, you fucking Inside the Electric Circus, I Don't Need No Doctor, Love Machine, The Animal, fucking Blind in Texas is on here, Widowmaker. Oh, I Want to Be Somebody, of course. No Animal, but yeah, man. The soundtrack song to the Ghoulies 2 is on here too. I almost forgot to mention that. The fucking Scream Until You Like It. It says on here live, but it sounds like it's studio. I mean, they did a video for it. I don't really think it's a live song, but it just says it in the parentheses on there, so fucking whatever. These are all done by, I think, a record label called Madfish. Yeah, there's your inside. Band pics and shit. I haven't been showing what's under the trays on these. Some good pics of fucking Blackie and company. But yeah, man, not a necessary addition to a W.A.S.P collection, but I fucking like it. I think it's kind of a good thing to have for those 3 tracks alone that are not on any other W.A.S.P record. But yeah, man, W.A.S.P Live in the Raw. Awesome shit. Then after their break, man, they came back with probably what is like definitely the turning point for this band, where Blackie wanted to be taken a whole lot more seriously as a musician and dumping the party boy image, dumping the womanizing bullshit, and actually having something to say, something meaningful in the lyrics. I think Blackie was going through a little fucking, I don't know, he was going through some shit that just made him want to separate from the glam metal scene, which I don't blame him. I mean, the coke-induced fucking coma that probably was Inside the Electric Circus. I mean, if you just look at Blackie's stage get up and shit and how he sets it, like, you know, his persona during that tour, you could tell he was fucking probably coked out of his mind. But, yeah, man, I keep showing that. I haven't even talked about it yet, but yeah, we got to talk about the Headless Children. Headless Children is a fucking amazing record, and this is more of a metal record than any of the party down, fucking rock out with your cock out shit from those classic first 3 albums. This is definitely Blackie with something to say. Check out the crazy ass cover, man. You got you got Hitler and some of the good old boys, fucking goofy ass Klan dudes. Basically all the people that you would most definitely hope to see in hell. If there is a hell, these people should definitely fucking be there. But yeah, man, fucking great cover, iconic cover. This is actually where I first heard W.A.S.P, was on this album. I had this on cassette. And this was right around the time that I discovered that thrash shit, and just, nothing under the disc. But, yeah, it's right around the time I discovered the thrash shit that I fucking discovered W.A.S.P and this album, because, man, you couldn't get any of those other ones where I was living. You couldn't get it in your hands. I mean, dude, you had like 3 places to shop for music. You had like Walmart, Kmart, if you went up to the city, and like maybe Venture. I mean, this was like back in like the late 80s. This is like, I think this came out in 89. But yeah, man, awesome tracks off this. The Heretic, The Lost Child, awesome opener. Everyone likes to quote to cite the song The Real Me. I'm not really big on the W.A.S.P covers of like other people's shit. There's one on every album, like Inside Electric Circus had I Don't Need No Doctor, fucking Mississippi Queen was on fucking Last Command. Paint It Black was on fucking The Debut. I'm just not into W.A.S.P doing covers. I like their original shit. Fucking some of my favorite songs on here, man. Fucking Mean Man, the one about Chris Holmes, the man himself, the blonde bomber himself. God damn, that dude's a fucking maniac, man. Right around this time is when that fucking footage come out, man, with him in the fucking pool from fucking Decline of Western Civilization Part 2, The Metal Years, that fucking gay-ass documentary that fucking bitch did. But, yeah, man. Fucking, what else? You know, so, fucking Rebel in the FTG, Man-Eater, fucking War Cry. These are some of the bonus tracks, War Cry, and they got like a live version of Love Machine and Blind in Texas. But man, you can definitely tell a shift in sound when you listen to the Headless Children as opposed to the first 3 albums. Definitely one of the best in the W.A.S.P discography. I'm not cluing anybody into this shit unless you're like, just never got into this band for whatever reason. But yeah, man, W.A.S.P, the Headless Children, fucking killer shit, man. And then Blackie pretty much fired everybody and did the Crimson Idol. Fucking the concept album of all concept albums. This is basically Pink Floyd The Wall, just darker, grittier, just better songs, in my opinion. I mean, that's a debatable. I mean, The Wall's a fucking classic. I mean, you're not going to find anyone walking down the street saying, The Wall? You said The Wall's better, like, not as good as W.A.S.P, the Crimson Idol? What the fuck's wrong with you, you long-haired freak? Get the fuck out of here. I'll pick fucking the Crimson Idol any day. If I'm going to listen to a concept record, it's this album. Amazing production, amazing vocal approach by Blackie, amazing vocal performance, amazing songs, fucking great theme that goes throughout the songs. Some choruses and whatnot repeat in certain songs, but I think it just adds to the fucking atmosphere that is this record. Lines like "Long live the King of Mercy" and "There is no love," and this album is fucking perfect, man. There's like, I don't think Blackie's ever gonna fucking top this shit. But there's other stuff in the W.A.S.P discography that I love just as much. But man, we gotta get onto the tracks on this, and I'm gonna say it right now: every track. Listen to every track on this. This has to be listened to as a whole. You can't fucking cherry pick songs off this one. If you could, just to listen like one standalone song, it's got to be like Chainsaw Charlie. But yeah, man, The Invisible Boy, fucking Arena of Pleasure, fucking dude, The Idol, Dr. Rockter's amazing. It's one of my favorites on here. Fucking god damn it, I Am One is like my absolute favorite track. Like, it's like my favorite moment in the album is the I Am One, where it's just like, in the narrative of the album, it's just like the dude's ego is out of control. He's fucking doing all the drugs known to man, banging everybody. He's just out of his fucking mind with fame in the song, and it's fucking amazing. And of course, probably one of the most epic finales of a concept album, the Great Misconceptions of Me. Just fucking amazing album. I know I keep saying that when I'm talking about this, but that's the only word that can describe how fucking killer this album is. I can't believe I totally dismissed all of this stuff, like, right here. After this, like, I dismissed it for years and years and years. Like, I knew about the Crimson Idol when it came out back in 1990 because I was like part of my mom got a subscription for me to Columbia House for metal, and I would do chores and shit around the house and fucking cut the grass and all that stuff, and she would buy me once a month one thing, or just let me get whatever, like the featured, and this was featured one month, and I think I ended up not fucking cutting the grass and just being a fucking asshole. And my mom she just like canceled the membership. And this was the last thing I remember being on the featured was W.A.S.P, the Crimson Idol. And yeah, man, this is a fucking amazing album. If you check out any of this stuff, check this one out. The Crimson Idol. I've done gushed over this enough. Got to move on. We got a little bit more to go here still. And we're almost at 20 minutes, but next up is the underrated, absolutely hard as fuck to find classic that is still not black enough. The thing that shoots this album in the dick is the fact that it followed up the Crimson Idol, and I think that's the only thing that's bad about this album, because this album is great. The production's a little weird. The production on this album is just, it sounds different than any of that other stuff, especially the Crimson Idol, because the Crimson Idol had like probably the best production that W.A.S.P has ever ever had. And this was also during that period where Blackie had no band. He had like studio musicians, and it was just him. That's why everyone thought like he was retiring the band. He was actually going to retire the band at one point, but he just never ended up doing so. But fucking great album. Very underrated. A lot of people give this one shit for good reason. It does sound fucking really... It sounds like a great value fucking bootleg W.A.S.P album with the production, in my opinion. But fucking classic tracks, man. The title track. My favorite on here is the single fucking Black Forever. Black Forever is a fucking amazing song. Video's kind of weird and cheesy. He does like a Euronymous face paint fucking shit. Not really into the video, but the fucking song is great. Goodbye America, fucking... God damn, what else is on here that I really like? Fucking, God damn it. Rock and Roll to Death is a good one. Where is that one, though, man? And it's got a really fucking faint as fuck font, so it's hard for me to read it. But yeah, man, the tracks that I cited are probably some of the best ones. And the thing with this album, like I said, besides the production, is just he kind of recycles a couple of the riffs on this one on 2 tracks. Like the title track and then Black Forever have kind of like the same I Want to Be black metal riff, but not a black metal riff. It's a fucking W.A.S.P riff, of course. It's Blackie, but check this out if you haven't, man. This one's hard as fuck to find. Good luck finding it. No streaming services have this either. You can't get this on Spotify or Apple Music. This one's fucking cloaked in fucking in mystery. You can't find it anywhere. I think Blackie considers this the bastard child, one of the bastard children of his discography. So I've never heard about it being repressed or anything. But yeah, man, still not black enough. Killer shit. And then we get on to the late 90s where industrial metal was taking over the world, and bands like Nine Inch Nails, Marilyn Manson were all over the charts. So a lot of you, like, the older nostalgia acts, Danzig and W.A.S.P, did fucking... There's really not a lot to show in this. But this is rare as fuck to find too, man. We got Kill Fuck Die. Kill Fuck Die is, of all the people who attempted to do industrial metal, like legacy acts, W.A.S.P did it the best. I do like Black Acid Devil a little bit more now than I ever did before, but this stomps it into the fucking ground. It sends it home on a stretcher. This is an amazing fucking album, man. I know everyone tries to say, like all the mainstream people, that Blackie was trying to rip off Manson, and everyone that loves this album has the same counterpoint. Anyone who talks about this album will say this, and I will agree with them. This is better than anything Marilyn Manson has done or will ever do. Fucking amazing. This is the darkest lyrics that Blackie's written, man. You could tell he was really pissed off at women. And because like him and Chris Holmes both, because Chris Holmes come back on this album, by the way. He wasn't on the last 2. But you could tell they were fucking pissed off at women, man. And they fucking just made an album that kind of personified like that, like a dark and twist, kind of like if you stepped into the mind of like a fucking, like a guy who killed his girlfriend like in the heat of like a crime of passion, heat of the moment kind of thing. This would be like the soundtrack to that movie. But yeah, man, Kill Fuck Die, the title track, fucking Kill Your Pretty Face, Kill Ahead. Some of the best songs, like they say the best for last on this one. The horror is like the best song of this period of W.A.S.P. Fucking, oh man, so many other good tracks. Fucking, Little Death. Fucking, I did say Kill Ahead. Fucking, yeah, dude, Kill Fuck Die. An amazing album. Man, it's not as good as, like, I'm glad W.A.S.P did a one and done with the industrial metal, And they made a good industrial metal album. I'm just glad they like did this sound the one time and like, nah, no more. But yeah, man, I know I kind of stumbled there on tracks that I like on this one, but it's kind of debatable for me in my own mind about the tracks that I like on this, because for one day I love this album, and the next day I'm kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm kind of Kill Fuck Died Out, but definitely the weird standout in the W.A.S.P discography. This album just kind of like sticks, like if you're looking at a big painting, this is like one of the big ugly spots in said painting. Yeah, man, W.A.S.P, Kill Fuck Die. Awesome shit. Check it out if you haven't. That one is hard as fuck to find too, and that one wasn't cheap actually, especially for what I got. But yeah, and finally we're gonna wrap it up, the first half of this series, with Double Live Assassins. My opinion, the best W.A.S.P live album. This was taken during the time, and this is a legit live album. You can hear it you can hear the crowd noises and stuff, and you can kind of hear it in Blackie's vocals a little bit more. You could tell it's more live than like live in the Raw was. But yeah, during the Kill Fuck Die tour cycle, this is where I first heard tracks off Kill Fuck Die, because I mean that fucking CD is hard as fuck to find. But yeah, the live versions of Kill Ahead, You, that's another one that I liked off of Kill Fuck Die, was the song called You, The Horror, and of course, you know, some really great classics. The live version of Animal Fuck Like a Beast is fucking amazing on this album, because he gets a back and forth going with the crowd, and it's fucking great. Love this album, man. As in the title, Double Live Assassins, it is a double disc. You got that crazy ass picture of Blackie. Probably one of my favorite Blackie pictures, actually. Where does this open at? Oh, yeah. The fucking awesome Killer W.A.S.P logo that I have a t-shirt of. Same disc on the other side. But yeah, man, I got this on Amazon for like fucking dirt cheap. I couldn't believe how cheap this was. It was like fucking 10, 15 bucks, man. I was like, wow, dude, that's cheap for Double Live Assassins. So yeah, man, Double Live Assassins, W.A.S.P, probably the best live album in recorded history, in my opinion. Check it out if you haven't. I mean, I'm not a big fan of live albums myself, but that one fucking rules. But yeah, man, that's the end of this video. We're almost at 30 minutes here. This is one of the longer videos I've made in a while. Let me know down in the comments what you think about my musings on the band W.A.S.P. See you in the next video, guys. Take care.